Hi guys, welcome back aboard to the Crypto Cruise. It's me Chris, and today we're going to talk about Litecoin, LTC, what Litecoin is all about, what makes it unique. We're going to talk some chart analysis, potential price target, where LTC is heading in the immediate short term. But we're not only going to talk about Litecoin, of course, we're also going to mention Ethereum. And today's show, we're going to start with the Bitcoin chart, as we always do. And today we experienced quite a significant bounce, the way I've told you. And basically, I've told you guys we are carving up the bottom for continuation of the trend on the upside. Is the correction over? Absolutely. In my personal opinion, the correction is over, and I'm anticipating a V-shaped recovery. But is it possible? Is it potentially possible that we can even drop further down in price? Yes, anything is possible in these markets. I don't have a magic ball. I can't predict the future. Anything I say in this video, it is not a financial advice. It's for pure entertainment purposes. And before you do anything, do the diligence and make your own research. Because as I've said, this is definitely not a financial advice. But in the markets, anything can happen. Nothing in the markets is guaranteed. So potentially, what I've told you guys in my previous videos, if you've been following my channel, I'm anticipating a V-shaped recovery. Now, is it possible, again, I have to repeat myself, is it possible we can drop significantly lower to price of around 104,000 and potentially even here to this price level of around 96, 97, potentially something like that? If we drop to price below 100,000 and potentially we go to 96, 97,000, I still remain bullish. I'll tell you why. Because at the bottom of the bear market happened in November of 2022, price of around 15,000. At the time of recording this video, one BTC is around almost 114,000. So 7-8x from the bottom. Of course, along the way we're gonna face corrections, but in a raging bull market, the one we're in, corrections like these, they're actually healthy and they're actually for buying. So in my personal opinion, don't hesitate and buy the correction, buy the bottom, because I'm anticipating higher prices and continuation of the trend on the upside. But then again, I have to repeat myself. Is it possible that we can drop significantly lower to price of around 97? That's also a possibility. But the most probable scenario, in my personal opinion, that we carved up the bottom and now we're going to experience continuation of the trend on the upside, a V-shaped recovery, and I'm not gonna be surprised at all if by November, December, even this year, Bitcoin start hitting all-time high prices. Now when it comes to Ethereum, again, I see nothing but bullish momentum. I see reverse head and shoulders. I see ascending triangle patterns, nothing but bullish structure after bullish structure. So of course I'm gonna remain bullish and anticipate way higher prices when it comes to Ethereum. We broke above this resistance line that we start testing from its previous all-time high on 8th of November 2021 in price of around 4,868. We tested it here again in March of 2024. We tested it in June of 2024. We even went above $4,000 for Ethereum at the end of last year in December of 2024, while everyone was expecting for Ethereum to start jumping up in prices, start hitting all-time high prices, just the way Bitcoin did. What happened next didn't surprise me one bit. I actually called that. Ethereum capitulated from basically 4,000. We went in a straight downward trend line to 1,200. I mean, it was just an absolute meltdown. And what happened next? Trump got elected, introduced the tariffs, a V-shaped recovery, the way I've called it, and again, as we formed an ascending triangle pattern. Actually, Ethereum hit all-time high price not long time ago at prices of almost $5,000, and right now we're just consolidating next to that previous price, this previous all-time high price. A little correction, and again, if we measure this huge ascending triangle pattern, if we measure it from the bottom to the top, the price target should be above 6,600, and this is something that I'm actually anticipating for Ethereum to go. One final shake off, potentially potentially January, February of next year, and a blow off top by March, April. Potentially Ethereum can end up for 10 digits, potentially 5 digits, I mean $10,000. I mean 5 digits, $10,000 potentially. Ethereum can end up somewhere that around that price target. But let's see how I think it's gonna play out. But if you ask me, again, I'm definitely remaining bullish when it comes to Ethereum. Now, when it comes to Litecoin, I guess there's a lot of bearish sentiment. There's a lot of people who basically written off Litecoin, and they say that Litecoin is a dead project, it's a dead coin, and you might be right, guys. Again, I have to repeat myself. Anything I say in this video, it is not a financial advice. It's for pure tutorial purposes, and before you do anything, do the diligence and make your own research, because as I've said, this is not a financial advice. But if I have to be honest with you, if history is any indicator, and if I have to concentrate on the database, the bull markets from 2013 to 2017, and even the previous one, basically, if we measure it from the 2020-2021 bull cycle, the bottom of the bear market happened when COVID hits in March of 2020 at price of around $25. And Litecoin went and hit all-time high price just a few months later in May of 2021 at price of around $413, almost 20x. So if something like that plays out, the bottom of this bear market happened in June of 2022 at price of around $40, multiply 20, but potentially we can end up to $800. And from that moment on, if we break above its previous all-time high, as I've said, price of above $415, and we have a full price discovery, I don't think that's practically impossible. From $400, we can quickly snap to $1,000. 4 digits for LTC is not completely out of the picture. I think this is something highly likely, and I think this is something really probable and possible to be done. But what I'd like to see for Litecoin to do to remain bullish is basically go above this resistance line that we've tested multiple times in the past, as you can clearly see here in June of 2023, price of around $115, and then we tested it again in April of 2024, a price of around $113. If we go above this level of above $110, take out this local top that we formed in December of 2024, a price of around $150. So potentially from this level, at the time of recording this video, LTC is around $100. From $100, we go quickly to $150. Take out this local top from $150. My personal opinion is that in a few weeks we can go and we start testing this resistance line that we've tested multiple times in the past. Here, starting from December of 2017, a price of around $370, and then its previous all-time high in May of 2021 at price of around $413. And again, if we go and test it above $470, $480, potentially come back, test this previous resistance, turn into support, the highly likelihood, because we've tested multiple times in the past, the highly likelihood is to actually LTC to break above it, and for 460 potentially double in price, and again end up for 4 digits for LTC above $1,000. It's not gonna be surprise me one single bit. This is something that I'm actually anticipating, and let's see how I think it's gonna play out. Is it possible for Litecoin to easily go to zero? Absolutely. Anything is possible in these markets. Nothing here is guaranteed. Nothing in the markets is guaranteed. So that's why I'm always saying that before, don't risk money that you can't afford to lose, because again, anything can happen in these markets. Once again, all for tuning in. I really appreciate all support. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube, that would be much appreciated. And if you want to subscribe to my Patreon and get my 2 books of how to become a sophisticated trader, and of course one-on-one consultation of helping you how to navigate through that bull cycle, please free to do it. Once again, thank you all, and we'll see each other tomorrow. Goodbye.